As you all know, the Constitution states that the president is the chief in command, the chief commander of the military, of the armed forces. What does that mean? It means the president has the right to decide on whatever action. Of course, obviously, the president will have to liaise and then get permission from the Senate. The Senate simply represents the people. But right now, the military, the army is saying that they would like to have a meeting with the president and that they will also want the president to liaise with ECOWAS on the attack that is being planned right now, the attack against Niger. Not so long ago, in the north of Nigeria, bandits, of course, bandits are still terrorists. They bragged and claimed that they shot down a Nigerian military aircraft using AK-47 rifle, and they bragged about it. Now, we are talking about insecurity in Nigeria. We are talking about the military that is stretched thin, and we're also talking about the business of banditry and terrorism that is so wide. It is not a joke. We are talking about serious things here. Well, the Nigerian military have decided to address Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are saying a lot of things, and I do not know if Bola Ahmed Tinubu will sack chief of staff or demote. I don't know what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to do, because it seems the military are not ready to obey Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are not ready to respect what he is probably going to say, that the Nigerian army, coupled with the rest of the ECOWAS military, I'm talking about representatives from different countries making up ECOWAS, will they be going to war with the Nigerian army or not? Let us hear what the military has to say as regards this one. But before we proceed, like and share this video, tap on the subscription button, turn on the notification bell, tap on the thanks button to encourage us to do more. Let's get right into it.
For me, I think it's important that we look beyond just saying it, practicing it, to also doing it. Most instances, if you notice what the contemporary security challenges we're facing, most of the colleges from depot, training institutions from ND will still conduct conventional kind of training while we're fighting asymmetric kind of training. So there's always an issue to that. So I think it's good that we do this here, and then when we go out to the field, we ensure that we implement the same. I've just been from the theater sometime in January, and I observe that we always have that divide, and it confuses the troops. They don't know whether they are applying asymmetric warfare or they are doing conventional. So professional means we do things right. We are proactive. We are not just sitting ducks and waiting for the enemy to come. We anticipate ahead. We have foresight. That is people-centric. From my experience, a lot of times we tend to forget that whatever it is we're doing, we are safeguarding and securing the people. And if the people are not happy with what we are doing, then we are losing it. And we must learn that whatever it is we are doing, the people must come first. They must give us the adequate support, because without their support, especially in asymmetric warfare, we will be running in cycles. Collaborative, just like we're doing. I can see other paramilitary and other services that are here, which is very, very important. And capable of meeting its constitutional responsibility, which basically is what we are meant for. Territorial integrity, and then internally if required. Now, internal is we're providing support to the Nigerian police and other security agencies, which must be enhanced. And that is very critical to what we're doing for us to enable us achieve our success in a joint environment. Critical. Because now no unit, no parastatal, no individual organization can do it alone. We have seen it happen over and over. Even if this rescue of non-combatant individuals, we need the collaboration, everybody in a joint environment. The imperative for jointness is a denominator common to my leadership concept and common philosophies of the service chiefs. It is pertinent to state that the Armed Forces of Nigeria is continuously advancing new training strategies aimed at building this and strengthening resilience on the conduct of joint operations among the services. Recently, the training curriculum of the services war colleges were harmonized to provide the right training package for operational level commanders to gain requisite proficiencies in the conduct of joint military operations. In line with this, the Defense Headquarters approved the conduct of this joint training exercise to create opportunities for participants across the armed forces and sister agencies to synchronize efforts between the military, strategic, and operational levels of command. It is my belief that this training exercise will add in no small measure to better a lot of the participants in conduct of joint military operations at the grand strategic, military strategic, and operational levels. This is even more expedient as the environment in which the armed forces of Nigeria, sister security agencies, and other nations conduct operations is becoming increasingly complex and uncertain. Just recently, we still have the Niger crisis that is brewing, and we're running up to see how we can handle that without shedding any bloodshed, without any bloodshed. Thus, to be effective and efficient, we must train together at every given opportunity under conditions that are as realistic as possible. Realism in training is very important. Allow participants to make mistakes. They make mistakes and they are corrected, they learn better. But if you turn mistakes to punitive measures, nobody will want to do, everybody will want to just remain. And at the end, you find out that you are building zombies, not individuals that are professionals. Let me clearly state that the Defense Headquarters views exercise trainers as a laudable step in the right direction, and I will support the college leadership at ensuring the exercise achieves its desired objectives. So congratulations the commandant and staff. I congratulate the leadership of the college for keying into the directive of the Defense Headquarters to organize this joint training exercise. I urge you to see this as a good initiative and a charge. I charge you not to relent in your efforts at exploring germane concepts that will continuously improve training curriculum in the armed forces to the participants. It is important that we are innovative. Please let us not just be dogmatic. We must be considering the changing nature of the security challenges and the requirements as we move forward. I'm optimistic that exercise Stranex will further enable you understand the capabilities and capacities of sister services, security agencies, MDAs, and friendly nations in the joint operations, as well as to promote brotherhood and camaraderie, which is very critical and very important. I urge us all to have the clarity of purpose and obligation to train objectively in order to develop the capacities to judiciously utilize scarce resources available to the armed forces in effectively improving this nation's security.
Thanks for listening to the end of this video. You heard it all. You heard it all. What will become of the Nigerian army? What will become of the neighboring countries bordering Niger? The army have just reiterated, they've just expressed and explained their resolve to the security in Nigeria, to make sure that they support the rest of the arms of government to respect the rule of law and to support other security agents. But when it comes to the Nigerian army going out of Nigeria to war in other countries, obviously the president cannot just order them to do this. The president needs to seek for permission from the Senate. And as it is right now, the Senate is saying, no, we are not in support of this. Why will you go warring in Niger? Allow the coup plotters to dialogue with us. Obviously, the coup plotters or revolution happening in Niger as it is, because obviously it is not a scary one, and it is a bloodless coup where the people are simply reiterating their stance, saying we do not want the Western influence in our country again. We do not want France stealing our resources, and of course doing this side by side, hand in hand with those criminal politicians. The president there has already signed to stay away from anything called government, and obviously the rest of the ministers and whoever it is, they've all been arrested. They will have to account for all that has been stolen. They will be interrogated so that whatever it is that they've stolen and hidden wherever it is, and moreover the military need to get a hang of the dealings, secret dealings. That is the way and how they will be able to continue. Is there going to be election and handover to a civilian government? This is exactly what I believe the Nigerian government are talking about. Although they've already threatened, they've already stood their ground saying we are going to crush. But I do not know if they will be targeting military, depots and weapon depots and all of that. I do not know how they are going to go about it. But it is not possible for them to attack Niger without collateral damage. Simply put, civilians will be caught in between it. That is it. And we will have influx of migrants, of asylum seekers, of destitute pouring into Nigeria. And also there is another bigger challenge, and the challenge of terrorist bandits that have made use of that border area between Niger, Chad, Nigeria. They also will come in as if they are part of the destitutes to add up to the terrorism that we have in Nigeria. What are your thoughts? Like and share this video, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.